Hi guys and girls. Something very exciting happened with me yesterday after midnight. And I thought I must share this thing with all of you, and it was so amazing for me. It was like suddenly a blob of light which just entered into my life and gave me a direction. Yesterday I had my night meditation, and then I was just doing my thing and surfing on the online and stuff like that. And then I had sudden thought about a thing which I was thinking about doing for last few days, which I was feeling like doing for last few days, but I was not able to figure out how, about the resources or the ways of doing that particular thing which will make me feel good. So I was not even willing to admit, not to even myself, that I want to do it, because even before admitting that I want to do it and I'm going to do it, I was like, how am I going to do it? And I was like, I don't know. So it will always go on the back of my mind, and it will keep on kind of torturing me that Sandeep, you should do this thing. What are you doing? You should do this thing. So suddenly in the night after midnight, I was like, well, I'm going to do this thing. And I just made this decision to myself, and I picked up my phone and made a call to my partner and said, well, partner, this is something which I want to do, and I want to do this thing, and I feel that this is something which will make me feel really good, and this will be great for me. As soon as I did that, I felt a rush of energy flowing through my body, and I felt great. And I realized that I felt good immediately when few moments back before call I decided that I'm going to do it. I don't know how. I will figure that out, or that will come to me. The universe will bring that to me. I am going to do it. And then it pondered over me that that is how I have lived my whole life. I have always made a decision of I am going to do something without knowing how I am going to do it. And as I started moving, taking steps in the direction of whatever I can do in order to get there, and sometimes the step is merely like making an image in my mind about what I want to do, and I have been able to do that thing. I have been able to accomplish that task, that travel, that business success, that achievement, that gift to myself, that gift to loved ones, or that toy, that car, that house, or whatever it was. So I was like, I must share this thing with all of you. I'm sure that some of you might be having some of such stories where once you made a decision to make something happen or to do something, you were able to come across ideas, opportunity, resources, ways, and every other thing fall into place for you, and you were able to do it. Well, I also would have to acknowledge when I'm saying this thing that it has happened sometimes that I have decided that I'm going to do it, and then those things did not happen yet. And I thought, why is this so? And I thought that also is something need to be added here. It should not be a half video. What happened is that I made some decision. I decided, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I even talked about it to people. I let it, out to those whom I believe are the ones like me who can be with me in this thing. And then sometimes I got discouraged after the response of the other people, and I did not give it that attention to that idea, and that showed that confidence to myself to that idea that I'm going to do it. And sometimes I have been like I got maybe distracted into other things and did not really give the focus, attention, and belief to this decision that I decided to do it and I'm going to do it. Or I let doubts creep in, and I let questions or problems creep in into my mind. And at that time, those things did not happen. But once I realized it, I made a more better desire. I made more clarity into what I want, and I then I proceeded about it, and I manifested that too. So there is a very thin line. Like making a decision about doing something is a very great first step, and after that, it is as essential as that you believe in it, that you stand by it, that you accept that you are going to do it, and communicate only to very very really essential people, and where to those whom you really feel like connecting, and not because they are your friend or whatever partner, or they are your relatives or family or whoever they are. Only when you really feel, really feel good about connecting to someone and talk to them about your idea, then go out and talk to them. If not, just refine your idea into a more better picture that you are able to clearly see. And this is something which even Nikola Tesla did. He has always created the perfect prototype even in his first attempt for whatever inventions he made. Wow, how is it possible? Like, scientists make so many prototypes, they make mistakes, then they upgrade on it, improvise on it, and then they are able to come up with a good prototype, working prototype. But Nikola Tesla was unique, he was different, like all of us, but he actually knew and practiced his uniqueness. What he used to do is, he will have an idea of a prototype, of an experiment, of creating something, and he will refine that idea in his head. He will make all those switch and connections and all those pass the currents and everything else, till he is able to make it perfect in his own mind, that this is how I want to do it, this is how it is going to be. And then in his first attempt, he's done. He made the great, excellent working prototype for so many of his inventions. So this is not something which I thought about or you read in some books or somebody says about it. Even Nikola Tesla did this thing. And you have known about the genius Steve Jobs. Yeah, the Jobs, the phone, Apple, yeah, exactly that. This guy had clear visual imagery of what he wants to do in his products. He was, even before he figured out what mouse is, he said to one of his engineer that I want a device which I can keep on my jeans pant and I can use it to operate on my screen. And lo and behold, he was having an opportunity to visit Xerox Palo Alto Center, and here he got the device and he bought it. He was able to create the prototype, and then we are using mouse. So yes, if you can create it here in your mind, if you can make a decision and stick to it, you can do and have anything you want. I'm excited to hear your stories, small or big, doesn't matter. Story is a story, creation is a creation. Put it on your comments and share with me what you would like to talk to me about, and I will be very excited to communicate with you. Thank you very much, have a great time, and see you soon. Bye bye.